15 huge home and away spoilers for next week. What's next in Summer Bay? Coming up on Home and Away, Riverboy Rory makes an enemy of Cash. Elsewhere, Tane discovers a shocking truth about Perry, Irene falls off the wagon, and Harper fears she's pregnant. Here's a full collection of 15 massive moments. 1. Rory puts Cash in his firing line. Trouble is brewing when Rory receives a tip-off from Dingo that Cash has started work at Mangrove River. Spying an opportunity for sabotage, Rory tells Dingo he has figured out a way they can welcome Cash to town. 2. Cash rumbles Rory. He gets a taste for this firsthand when he discovers the gang have vandalized his vehicle. Cash clocks the culprits and is horrified to realize Rory is one of them. But as he reels in shock, he gets another when Devlin reveals that it's likely Rory and co were behind his predecessor's murder. 3. Rory reveals his backstory. Felicity confronts Rory and threatens to end their relationship, but he talks her round by sharing his sad backstory. Rory reveals that he was brought up in foster care and wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for the River Boys taking him in. He insists Cash has nothing to worry about and promises Felicity doesn't either. 4. There's another shock in store for Cash. Tensions are high when Cash and Rory have a run-in over his relationship with Felicity. Cash then tries to warn Felicity about the potential dangers of her new man, but she's had enough of him interfering. Later at the station, Devlin has more bad news for Cash when she reveals that Rory is actually the group's leader. 5. Irene is consumed with guilt. Dana is still not ready to forgive Xander for doubting her over Bronte, and Irene can't forgive herself. Leah reaches out to Irene after she helps Rose bring charges against Bronte. She hopes to lift her friend's spirits, but Irene is consumed by feelings of deep self-loathing and brands herself a gullible fool. 6. Xander tries to win Dana back. After encouragement from both John and Irene, Dana finally agrees to hear Xander out. He tells her how sorry he is, but Dana still isn't sure it's enough to try and salvage what they had. Xander puts this into practice and tries to plant a kiss on Dana. But she angrily rejects his advances, reminding Xander she asked for space. 7. Irene is teetering on the edge. Overwhelmed by the day's events, Irene hits an all-time low. She returns home with a bottle of whiskey in her hand and it's clear she's tempted to take a swig. Irene stops herself and makes a frantic call to a drug and alcohol support line, telling them she's seconds away from relapsing. Can they talk her round? 8. Irene falls off the wagon. Concern for Irene builds when she fails to turn up for work the next morning and John goes to check on her. Irene insists she just overslept and ushers John out of her house, before pulling out the whiskey bottle from under the sink. Unable to resist temptation, she throws one gulp back, followed by another. And with that, Irene is officially off the wagon. 9. Dana dumps Xander for good. They quickly realize something is very wrong when Irene publicly interferes with Dana and Xander's relationship in front of everyone at the diner. Irene's outburst prompts Dana to call it quits with Xander. She tells Irene about the benefits of eliminating toxic influences, which inspires her to pour the whiskey down the sink. 10. Tane supports Perry. He introduces his young charge to the Taiaha, but is unimpressed when Perry starts using it like a toy. Tane tracks Perry down to the beach, where he explains that his Maori mother is dead. Tane shares how family and culture have helped him through the hard times in his life, which reignites Perry's interest in his heritage. 11. Tane offers Perry a place to stay. Next morning, Tane is shocked to discover Perry asleep in the dunes. Tane notices fresh cigarette burns on Perry's arms, caused by his father. The lad opens up to Tane and Harper about his abusive dad but makes them promise not to tell the authorities. Tane takes pity on Perry and tells him he can stay at his for as long as he wants, but Harper is worried he's taking on too much. 12. Levi tries to protect Eden. Dingo is causing a stir in Summer Bay and heads to Salt to hit Eden up for free drinks. She offers Dingo and his mates a round on the house, but Levi is forced to intervene when the gang push their luck too far. Eden doesn't appreciate him getting involved and warns Levi to back off. 13. Kirby is on to Remy and Bree. She wants the scoop on Remy's new fling and unloads her suspicions on Rose and Bree. Bree is secretly chuffed to hear how happy Remy is, but when Kirby invites her to a single girls' afternoon, she has no option other than to accept. 14. Remy tells Kirby a big lie. Bree asks Remy if he'll take her for a spin on his motorbike, which he gladly obliges. Kirby sees them zooming past and can't make out the identity of the woman underneath the helmet. When she confronts Remy, he lies by making out it was Lenny, the backing singer, who asked him out. 15. Is Harper pregnant? Harper returns home and checks she's alone before heading to the bathroom. Taking a deep breath, she reaches into her bag and pulls out a pregnancy test. Has Harper's one-night stand with Tane resulted in her falling pregnant?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của Home and Away Spoiler Today. Xin chào.